Very good afternoon to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is Sunday, 6 April 2025. So we will be continuing our sharing from our Heart Sutra book. We are at chapter 22, page 119, part 3. So as usual, we will have our Puja chanting. Let us now compose our mind, develop the Sada Virya, then mindfully we shall commence the Puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛，Namo 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 观世音菩萨，Namo 观世音菩萨，Namo 观世音菩萨。南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦，พุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิอาทินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาระเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดทานะเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, let us now pay respect to Bhajan. Buddhang Pujemi. Dhammang Pujemi. Sanghang Pujemi. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe in their entirety, let the deities and devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Muni Rajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti peso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho Vijacarana sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhammasarati satta deva manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opanayiko Pachyatang Veditan Po Vinohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidang Cattari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaneyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Then we shall continue from where we stop. Turn to page 119 of the Heart Sutra, second edition book, our Heart Sutra book. We are at lesson 22, part 3. Okay, 3.1. This one is a meditation question, which is quite good. Cultivator of the way can develop a lot of understanding from all this meditative question that was asked. And the way I replied was very beautiful. So hopefully cultivator of the way, especially new people, can develop the understanding more easily. And also for experienced cultivator, it will also help you to understand deeper. Because all this, they arise through causes and conditions. Yeah. And when the answer is provided, it comes from deep, profound understanding. So if your cultivation is at whatever level, you can only comprehend up till that level. Okay, now I will go through the question. Question 1. It was asked, he said, I often feel peace and calm during meditation. I also feel warm in my body. As I bow and chant, it increases the mindfulness in me. Thereafter, it prepares me for more effective sitting meditation. So basically, the description by the person who asked the question is quite good. If you are able to feel peaceful and calm during meditation, it's a good sign. Then he said, I also feel warm in the body. It depends on the condition. And also different people, they will encounter different situations. But it's quite normal to feel warm in the body, unless you are in a very extreme environment, especially if you are in certain cold weather country. Like when I travel to Netherlands, Switzerland, they call it a 3 degrees country. Almost throughout the day is just 3 degrees. Or it fluctuates between 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4 degrees. And most of the time it's very cold. So during such situation, unless you are in a meditation area where there is hot air or warm climate or warm environment where you are meditating in, otherwise you will feel very cold. Then if you have enough warm clothing, then not so bad. But it's quite normal to feel a bit of warm. Then early morning, if you are in high altitude area like Cameron or what, sometimes you may feel a bit chill. Then as the day passes by, you will feel warmer. But the next part which the person described is very good. As I bow and chant, it increases the mindfulness in me. This is normal, and it will happen if you know how to do it mindfully. Means as you bow, your body and mind move as one. That is sati. Means you train your body and mind to develop what we call kaya nupassana. Like the Buddha say, standing aware, walking aware, sitting aware, lying down aware. Then whatever you do in the midst of life, like bowing, bending, turning, stretching, you maintain mindfulness. So if you can maintain mindfulness in this way throughout the day, you will stabilize your daily mindfulness very fast. Then you will feel what has been described, that your mindfulness is like increase. You are able to be most of the time aware of all the activity, especially bowing. If you just bow, then you chant. You chant to develop the saddha, the faith, and also to anchor your mind to the chanting. So it's like body and mind as one. The chanting and the awareness become one. So there is no gap perfect harmony, perfect synchrony. That's why whatever you do, while you walk, while you bow, while you sit, you can silence your mind and develop the daily mindfulness, Kayanupassana, aware of all action, all movement in the present moment. Then your sati will build up. You can stabilize your sati and you will progress. That's why the questioner described further, is that thereafter it prepares me for more effective sitting meditation, which is very true. When you have developed the bowing correctly, the faith, the saddha, the virya, the sati, your spiritual faculty actually stabilizes, especially saddha, virya, and sati. Then when sati stabilizes, you develop samadhi. Then with sati and samadhi, you can develop the wisdom where you can see things as they are, and you can also understand what is going on. The Dhamma, or you can understand. Then you can also insight into phenomena when your mindfulness is very stable. So all these are possible. Then after that, I explain further. I told the question, the Kayamita that asked the question, I said, as you meditate, the yin and yang energy can also build up to cause heat or cold to arise within your body. So this one is for those who do samatha meditation, or energy-based, thought-based meditation. You do that, then the yin-yang imbalance will trigger off what we call hot and cold experience. Then I also mentioned the place we meditate is Wuping Jingsa, the Mahayana Vihara, where there is no aircon. So it's just a way place, a hall. So we had our session, and also same 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it's relatively hot, and without aircon, normally you tend to feel warm. And sometimes if it's really a hot day where the humidity is quite high, we also sweat. But all this will not affect you if you know how to meditate. So I help the cultivator understand by asking a question. Is the warmness uncomfortable to you, even if it makes you sweat? Then the answer is no, it is quite soothing because can endure. Then I say it's okay, and you can just silence your mind and relax into it. See, this part is very important. You can accept whatever condition, endure, then just silence your mind and relax into it. And as long as your mind is not affected by the heat, then you are at peace with whatever situation you are. Otherwise, what will happen is your mind will be affected, where you have your habitual tendency, your preference, and it will cause you to complain or react. Then I explain further. For some who do samatha or one-pointedness, concentration and absorption type of meditation, they tend to have this heat problem because of their yin and yang imbalance. This is especially so for those who who like to play with energy field to develop psychic ability. The Mara too can come and disturb you and delude you. But if they know how to release the energy build up and come out to normal state of awareness, to cultivate the four foundation of mindfulness, to develop the wisdom as taught by the Buddha, then they will be alright. And they can also develop the enlightenment. So this part is very important. If they know how to release the energy build up. Because what happens is a lot of cultivator, the way of meditator, doesn't understand that our mind, especially the mundane mind, the thinking mind, is energy based. So wherever you focus the mind or concentrate the mind, that thought energy will build up. That's why those who do jhana, they apply their thought. They say initial application of thought. When they apply their thought at a fixed point or on a meditation object, the energy will build up. In fact, wherever you locate that mind and you fix it through focusing, concentration, then the energy will build up. Then when this energy build up, they have problem because they don't know how to deal with that energy. So most of them end up being taught certain method techniques to develop jhana. So they build this energy up and they push it up to develop all the various stages of jhana development. So when the jhanic energy develop, initially they apply their thought, the jhanic factor, vitakka, then they sustain the thought there, they call it vichara. Then when they do this, their mind is like without thought, but it's not a free mind. It's in a conditioned state of one-pointedness, focusing, or sometimes absorb into it. So what happens is this energy, when they build up, they got no outlet. So they have to push it up to develop the jhana. That's why the energy is very strong. But when they are in this jhana state, they develop what they call initially the jhanic factor or piti, leading to bliss, sukhang. So vitakka, vichara are the jhanic factor. Initial application of thought, sustained thought, followed by piti. Piti is a spiritual calmness, a joy, born of the calm mind which is not restless or heedlessly lost in thought. It is like in concentration. Then you feel initially the spiritual joy or peacefulness. Then after that, as you continue to meditate, and most of them, they don't know how to relax. They will develop the piti until it become blissful, very blissful. So when that sukhang, which is blissfulness, they really feel good. And this type of meditator, they become attached to all this state, where it really makes you feel good. Then they like to hold on to that one-pointedness, which the jhanic factor called ekagata. So once these five jhanic factors, vitakka, vichara, piti, sukhang, followed by ekagata, develop, you can develop jhana. Then the various type of jhana, as you go up, you relinquish. So initially when you relinquish the initial application of thought and the sustained thought, then you just stay with piti. Then after that you feel that piti is also a bit gross. That's why you experience sukhang. Then they let go of piti. They stay sukhang. Then later on they feel that sukhang is also gross. They let it go. Then they stay at one-pointedness or ekagata. So this ekagata is not what they call enlightenment factor. Of the 5 jhanic states, only piti is the 7 factors of enlightenment is an enlightenment factor. The other 4, they are not enlightenment factor. That's why they develop into jhana. They don't develop into enlightenment. Whereas the 7 factors of enlightenment, satta, bojjhanga, they are very different. So thought-based meditation usually end up with jhanas, or what they call strong absorption. So when you do all this thought-based meditation, you tend to focus, concentrate, and you need a method and a technique, a series of instructions to do it. Then most of the time, they will choose an object of meditation to focus and to concentrate. So all this, it actually started with the Hindu meditation, where they have the 40 objects of meditation. Of the 40, 10 of them are called kasinas and all these things. So as you develop this, the energy will build up. Then, since you don't know how to release it, so normally what the yogi did is, especially those who do the Theravada tradition, they end up in jhana, most of them. Then what happens is, they use this to develop psychic ability. They train. Then some, they continue to move the energy up higher and higher until they go beyond the Si Chan, or the 4 type of form jhana. And the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th jhana are the arupa jhana, or formless jhana. So that one is, they go further. But some, as they cultivate all this, they came to understand that if they radiate metta, loving kindness, the energy can be dissipated too. You use it to help people develop metta. But when you are in this form jhana, especially at the 4th jhana, you are like in the enlightened state. Your mind is equanimous. Nothing can disturb you. So at that time, they felt like they are enlightened. Then they develop a lot of compassion, love and kindness. They radiate. In the early day, I also developed this, but I went into absorption. I never do one-pointedness. Continuous mindfulness, and my mind went in too deep. I developed apana samadhi. Then I can shut off my senses and all those things, and seclude my mind inside. So that one, initially I did to develop the understanding and the experience. But later on, as I met more and more developed teacher, and they explain to me certain aspect of meditation which are more useful than the one-pointedness, the jhana and other things. Then finally I realized what they are trying to teach is the daily mindfulness. Then I checked with the four foundations of mindfulness under Kayanupassana. It matched Sati Sampajana. It's like we choose aware every action, every movement in the present moment. Then I realized mindfulness-based meditation, awareness-based, not thought-based, there is no build-up in energy. Your mind is a free mind. But that free mind is not in Apana Samadhi. Means you stay at Upachara Samadhi. So there are 3 stages of Samadhi that is taught in the Sutta. First is Kanika Samadhi. Sometimes they use the word momentary, moment to moment type of Samadhi. That one, I think they come out with all this is because they note. So they thought it's every moment to moment to moment. But Upachara Samadhi is before you go into assess concentration. Means at the threshold before a yogi enters Apana Samadhi. So Apana Samadhi is the Samadhi with continuous mindfulness that develop into absorption. You become very, very calm. Then the whole mind is like absorbed into it. This type of mind is not a free mind too. It cannot come out and live life. That's why it's too deep. So if you stay at Upachara Samadhi, there is Samadhi, but not too deep. And it's still a free mind. You can still contemplate, you can still reflect, you can still develop the understanding. You can just let things be, silent everything, and develop the sati, stabilize it to realize your true mind, your silent mind. So this part is seldom taught. That's why most people don't understand. So instead they go and develop the one-pointedness, thought-based, where they focus, concentrate, and develop the energy, and thereby developing all the jhanic state to develop jhanas. And that one can bring about what we call problems during meditation, because a lot of those who did that type of meditation in the early days, some of them attended my class. Then when I explained to them, then they told me a lot of story. Because when their yin-yang become imbalanced, they develop a lot of this so-called hot and cold. And it can be so extreme that it affected them. And they don't know how to really deal with this type of energy. And because of karmic entanglement with the Mara and all those things, they land themselves into very, very difficult situation. Some of them, they are attacked by the Mara. And a lot of tragic cases do happen. That's why a lot of advice has been given. If you don't have a proper teacher, proper guide, just develop the normal type of meditation, like metta, which is not harmful, or mindfulness-based, awareness-based. Don't go and do the thought-based or what we call one-pointedness energy field. So that part, when you understand, you can develop it very easily, because what I have finally developed the understanding is it must be a free mind that is naturally aware. The stability of awareness developed from Kayanupassana, leading to Sati Sampajana, mindfulness and clear comprehension. That one is a free mind. It's not a mind that is in absorption or concentration. It's just a mind that is naturally aware, mindful, without thought. So that one is easier to develop, not harmful, and can give rise to wisdom, understanding, and can let you realize what that true mind is, the silent mind, the pure awareness nature, the mind that is without thought, which is the primordial mind, pure awareness nature, before the mundane mind and mundane activity arise. Okay, go back to the notes. They tend to have this heat problem where they do one-pointedness and absorption meditation because of their yin and yang imbalance. This is especially so for those who like to play with thought-based energy field meditation to develop psychic ability or psychic powers. Then the Mara too can come and delude them and disturb them. Sometimes this Mara can appear as vision in their meditation and manifest as the great beings, like Kuan Yin or what. Then you deludedly believe that you can see Kuan Yin, and then they will talk to you. They will tell you a lot of story, your past life, then you get yourself entangled. But if you understand that these are defilements of insight, these are thought-based type of delusion or manifestation, then you can develop the understanding to release the energy build-up. Means relax into it. That's why the first support is very important for awareness-based meditation. You relax into it. When you relax, the energy cannot build up. Where you don't focus anymore, you don't concentrate anymore, you don't develop the absorption anymore. So relaxation is very important. Then the second support is maintain awareness. No need to do anything. Don't try to know, don't try to do. That's why now you see the fourth support. The importance of it to counter thought-based meditation, the build-up of energy. So relax, maintain the ability to be aware. No need to do anything. No focusing, no concentration, no doing. Well, all this so-called focusing, concentration, or verbalization, or noting, they are by the thought. Who do, the thought do. Who meditate, the thought meditate. So if you can understand all this, then you can overcome. That's why if you know this, then you will know how to release the energy build up by relaxation. Then just let things be. Maintain the awareness within, so that you can come out to normal state of mind, where you continue your daily mindfulness. This is called the normal state of awareness. To cultivate the four foundation of mindfulness, which are basically Kayanupassana. Then as you progress, you go into Vedananupassana, mindfulness of feeling, to develop more wisdom. Then mindfulness of Chittanupassana, means the content of consciousness, develop the wisdom. Then finally, Dhammanupassana, all the important Dhamma that can trigger off the wisdom and the enlightenment. The first category is, of course, mindfulness of the five mental hindrances. They are very important. Then mindfulness of the five aggregates of form and mind. Then mindfulness of your 6 internal sense bases and 6 external sense bases. Yeah. So this is how you slowly develop them. Then there are the 7 factors of enlightenment. These are also another aspect of Dhamma. Then the Four Noble Truths and these 3 turning. These are all the sets of Dhamma that can bring forth the enlightenment in the here and the now. So these 4 foundations of mindfulness can lead to enlightenment in the here and the now. To develop the wisdom as taught by the Buddha. Then they will be alright, and they can also develop all the understanding to gain enlightenment. Initially, of course, it's a sainthood way. Then later on, if they have the causes and conditions to go the Bodhisattva way, then they can make the appropriate 4 basic vows, followed by other miscellaneous vows, then continue the training. But to do that, you must have good guide or good teacher. Unless the meditator or the cultivator has done it before, then when you come, you don't really need any teacher. But whatever it is, you still need to develop more affinity with the Triple Gem. That's why the first prerequisite for cultivator to gain enlightenment is to have Kayanamitas, means Dhamma practitioner who has the Dhamma. You can meet all this through Kayamitas or Dhamma practitioner. Then that is the first prerequisite. Then you will have opportunity to listen to the true Dhamma, which is the second, what they call step towards gaining enlightenment, as described in the Avijja Sutta, the 10th step. Then from there, slowly, you develop the faith, Saddha, then the initial wisdom. Then from there, you stabilize your Sati Sampajana. Then step 6, you will develop the understanding. So when it comes to your ability to have sense restraint, at that time you are at least a Sotapanna, first stage of sainthood. Then after that, the next step, which is step 7, you will be able to develop what they call the 3 types of right conduct. Means you cannot break the precept anymore. You cannot fall anymore. In fact, at sense restraint, your precept already taken care very well. But after that, you can develop the right thought, right speech, and right action to accentuate all this sensual desire you will, thereby enabling you to develop the higher stages of sainthood enlightenment. From Sotapanna-ship, you will realize Sakadagami-ship. Then as you continue to root out the subtle sensual desire and ill will, when you can totally root out, means the first 5 factors all rooted out, then you realize anagamiship. Technically speaking, according to the 4 foundation of mindfulness sutta, you need to develop until this step before you can cultivate what they call the 4 foundation of mindfulness, which is step 8. So this 4 foundation of mindfulness, the opening statement is always very important. The Buddha mentioned, after overcoming covetousness and grief, then only you can cultivate Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, and Dhammanupassana. You go and read up the 4 foundation of mindfulness, then you can understand. That's why under the step 8, cultivating the 4 foundation of mindfulness, towards the end, the Buddha mentioned, whoever who cultivate these 4 foundation of mindfulness for maximum 7 years, if you cultivate it correctly, it can be as short as 1 week. You will realize at least anagamiship. He no longer talk about Sotapan and Sakadagami. He straight away, if you do this, you will realize at least anagamiship, if there are still a little bit of minor conceit and all those things. The last of the 5 factors you have to clear. If you can clear them, especially the last one, avijja, then you can realize arahantaship, means the 4th stage of sainthood. You go beyond anagami and you can realize the cessation to realize arahantaship, means no more rebirth after that. So the 1st stage of sainthood, it is mentioned in the sutta. After you realize that, you pass away, then maximum 7 rebirth. You come back 7 times to the sanctuary. Then if you have hit the Sakadagami stage, 2nd stage of sainthood, then you are called a once returner. You only return to the sanctuary 1 more time before you become an anagami. So once you become an anagami, 3rd stage of sainthood, they call it the non-returner. Means anagami take birth in the pure abode, in the Brahmarine. They will not come back to the sanctuary. That's why they are called the non-returner. Then arahant means no more rebirth in the 31 plane of existence. Technically, the moment you pass away, you realize nibbana and cease, and there is no avijja at the moment of death. So the last thought moment, no avijja, means no rebirth consciousness. That's how the arahant cease. But those who go the bodhisattva way, they know how to continue the training. Although there is no more avijja, but they can still come back and take rebirth. It's not the same being. It's a new form of mind, born of a pure mind, out of love and compassion through their 4 basic vows. The 4 basic vows of a bodhisattva, especially the first vow, where the bodhisattva vow to take across the limitless living being throughout the 3 periods of time to the other shore. So that one is out of love and compassion. That's why the pure mind, the pure thought, because it's linked to their vows, and is part of the existential world's movement. That's why that can condition a formal mind to arise, because they still have their karmic nature, and they also have their spiritual nature. And from there, the pure mind is not, that take rebirth is not a mind that has avijja. So the normal rebirth process through avijja didn't happen. That's why they are called bodhisattva, sattva with the bodhi mind. So they are born with the pure mind, out of love and compassion. So that's where the training can continue. Okay, so with that, we finish our 3.1. Then now we move on to 3.2. Meditation question and sharing of the work by and Kathy. So I asked the cultivator who asked that question, I said, how about your daily mindfulness? Are you able to develop it? Then the reply came. He said, for a while only, because I get easily agitated and affected when confronted with difficult situations in daily life. Then the calmness and the daily mindfulness are all gone. So this one is very common. I remember this Kayavita is a man, is not a lady. Yes, he actually progressed quite well, but then because of circumstances, I think, after that, he didn't continue to attend the class because the circumstances involved the spouse, the wife, and all those things. So I remember very clearly at that time, he actually developed all this quite well, but he was stuck here. He said his daily mindfulness, actually, initially when he attended the class and developed the meditation, he can do it for quite a while. But his problem is whenever he is out of the meditation, he go back to his daily life, especially household and work environment. He has this problem. He said, that's why he replied, for a while only, because I got easily agitated. I put the writing, I bold it. Why is he easily agitated and affected? When confronted with difficult situation in life, in daily life, means when you have a situation, a problem, when you cannot accept what happened, then your mind become agitated, restless. The hindrance come back. This is what we call habitual tendency that cause your mind to stir with like and dislike, with fear, with worry, with anxiety. So all this, they happen. The cultivator of the way who doesn't understand this have to watch out for this. Where most people, before you meditate, you develop a lot of this type of unhappiness or unhappy mind. The mind that has fear, worry, anxiety. The mind that is easily agitated and affected by difficult situations and problems in life, especially when they are confronted with the first Noble Truth, 8 realities, when they cannot get what they want. Then I reply, I say, okay, You must understand habitual tendency as it. This habitual tendency, born of wrong view, to perceive certain life situation with negativity is the main cause of your lack of peace, your agitation. So your so-called mindfulness cannot develop because these are mental hindrance. Your habitual tendency are your like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, your aversion, your fear, your insecurity, whatever that your wrong thought condition you, because you cannot come to terms with what happened. We are perceiving all these life situations that arise with negativity, and that is a cause, which means you lack right view and right understanding to accept the reality of the moment. Just like the Buddha say, thing is just the way it is. Condition like that, things will be like that. It cannot be otherwise. If the causes and condition is already set, nature's law will take over. Then that is the reality. Means you have to come to terms with it. You have to be at peace with it. If you are not at peace, you want things your way. If you cannot get what you want, you suffer. That's the wrong view, the wrong understanding. Your lack of understanding to come to terms with whatever that arises within the moment. Because everything already said, it cannot be otherwise. If you want things your way, which is not part of nature's way, you suffer. That's it, finish. Yeah. So your lack of right view will cause you to have all these problems. So contemplate, reflect, and inquire deep into the Dhamma. We are the second turning of the first noble truth. To develop the Chintamaya Panya, means second turning wisdom. To overcome this problem of wrong thought and wrong view, you should inquire, why are you agitated and affected? Why are you not be able to come to terms with what happened? Then why did the mind stir and react to all this? How did all this habitual tendency comes to be? So all this is the inquiry. You should inquire, why are you agitated or affected? How does this habitual tendency that cause you to react to such situation come about? You will finally come to understand that it is because you have certain expectation and preference or views and opinion that is wrong. So this expectation, preference, born of your wrong view that condition you to think that way. And this has been going on for so long. So you are actually grasping and clinging onto your wrong thought, born of your wrong view, your conditioned memories, your belief system, your habitual tendencies. Seeing this clearly with your pure awareness will enable you to straighten your views. We are silencing your mind to develop the wisdom and right understanding needed to free your mind. So the solution is see this clearly with your pure awareness. That's why sati is very important. See this, how you stir, how you react, and how all these things manifest born of your wrong view. So how can you reverse all this? You have to reverse all this through straightening your view. Means ability to see things as they are, like what the Buddha taught. So how do we see things as they are? We must have the wisdom to come to terms with whatever reality. Condition like that, things will be like that. The world is the world. People are just the way they are. Deluded people do deluded things. Foolish people do foolish things. Selfish people do selfish things. And all this are nature's condition. No right, no wrong. So when you have this understanding, then you will come to know without avijja, without ignorance, without wrong thought, wrong view. You are peaceful. You can come to terms with whatever reality. Condition like that, things will like that. So you need to endure, you endure. You need to develop the understanding to be at peace. You develop it. Otherwise you will suffer when you want things your way. So seeing this clearly in your sati will let you have the ability to straighten your view. We are just silencing your mind. No need to do anything. To develop the wisdom means to be at peace and the right understanding that you need to free your mind as taught by the Buddha. So understanding is wisdom, and that is the one that frees you. And wisdom is called yoniso manasikara. Wisdom at the moment of sense experience. That's why you need this wisdom, Dhamma understanding, Dhamma wisdom, or yoniso manasikara, to prompt you, to help you understand. Then I move on to explain. You can also inquire to free your mind. We are applying the work as taught by Bhayan Kathy to free. The work is a simple yet powerful process of inquiry that teaches you to identify and question the thought that cause all the suffering in the world. So her approach is slightly different from the Buddhist teaching, but it's effective. But you need to inquire, to probe, to contemplate. And when you understand what she is trying to awaken you to, then you will understand the Dhamma easily. So I explain, I say, it's a practical way to understand what's hurting you and to address the cause of your suffering or problem with clarity and understanding. So her work consists of 4 lines of questioning or inquiry to develop the wisdom to free, and they are. So first, he said, question the wrong thought that condition you to react habitually, that condition you to stir your mind, and to react with the like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant. It's just like I put in bracket, you are afflicted, isn't it? Oh, sorry, the second part, the second inquiry. That one is the third. Second inquiry. They inquire again by asking. Oh, sorry, the first part, to react habitually. What the thought is telling you, is it true? The first line of questioning. Where this wrong thought will tell you story. That guy, he cheated you before. He take advantage of you before. So be careful. So on the surface, you will believe that thought. But it's actually a wrong thought. Because it conditions you to hate that person or to be suspicious of that person. It's just like a spouse. When suddenly you are being told that your spouse cheat on you. So what happened? The jealousy, the envy, the hatred they start to manifest, the fear, the worry, the anxiety. All this will surface. And that thought is the one that conditions you to react, and develop all this suffering, misery. But then you didn't really see it clearly. That's why his line of questioning is very good. So that thought, according to Bhayankati, is a wrong thought. So he said, question that thought. What the thought is telling you, like the example I gave you just now. Your spouse is cheating on you, or your thought is telling you that guy cannot be trusted and all this thing. So you develop a hatred towards that person. Then you develop what they call the habitual tendency to react. So the question is it true? You definitely say, yeah, it's true, because this is what happened. Because maybe you hire a private investigator and follow or whatever. So what your thought tell you, you become suspicious. Then you hire, then maybe they get a photo, and sometimes through certain type of information that your private investigator may gather, then it makes you come to the conclusion that your husband or your wife or your spouse is cheating on you, and all this. Then the second line of questioning is, then inquire again by asking, can you be absolutely sure? Or can you absolutely know that it is true? Of course, initially you will say, yeah, 100%. And then the third line of questioning actually wake you up. The question comes, is how do you feel or react, or what happened? So how do you react and what happened when you believe that thought? You get very agitated, very unhappy, or envy, jealousy, fear, worry, anxiety, that misery, the unhappy mind, the lack of peace, they arise straight away. So in bracket I explain, you are afflicted in it. Hence it's a wrong thought, because I define wrong thought very clearly. Whatever thought that condition your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, suffering, misery, these are all your wrong thought. So when you believe that thought, you become miserable. Hence it's a wrong thought. And you should arise the right effort to abandon it instead of believing it or clinging on to it, to condition your suffering and misery further. Then the number 4th one is the one that gives you the answer. Who would you be without that wrong thought? In bracket, I say peaceful and at ease, isn't it? Before people tell you or before you know any of this, you were peaceful, isn't it? With this clarity of mind and non-reaction, then you can act following what? Noble Eightfold Path, to resolve whatever issue amicably without having to resort to any negativity of action, speech and thought, thereby leading to the end of all suffering. Well, most people didn't understand this. They react to what they believe, what their wrong thought tell them. And because of this, a lot of misunderstanding take place. And because of misunderstanding, it lead to unnecessary quarrel, argument, and hate speech. So all these are the cause of born of misunderstanding that trigger of conflict, argument, more emotion. Then I read on, you will understand. then you will perceive life differently and will know how to truly live life to experience all its beauties and wonders. The pure awareness with wisdom within is so beautiful, and it can experience all of the nature's pristine beauty and wonders. Nature's pristine purity and beauty and wonders. When I was in New Zealand, I can feel that the nature there is so pure and so different because there is very little human consciousness to pollute it. Even the food I eat makes my body feel so good. So this part I think is very useful. So if you can understand the four lines of questioning, then you will not end up with all the suffering and misery. It's just like the Kalama Sutta. The Buddha said, whatever advice people give you, question it. If you follow, will it harm you? Will it harm others? If it does not harm you and harm others, then no harm. Give it a try. So apply this Kalama Sutra's advice to your own thought, your own thinking, thought process. Because most of the Puthujjana or unenlightened being, non-cultivator who don't have the Dhamma understanding, their thoughts are always wrong thought because of the three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. So this wrong thought, they will condition your suffering, your misery. So when you question them, then you will not end up with all these wrong thoughts. Wrong thoughts are thoughts that perceive a situation, a life situation, with negativity, without Dhamma understanding. Means you cannot be at peace with what happened within the moment, where all the causes and conditions are already established. That's why you want things your way, you stir, you react, and you create conflict, argument, envy, jealousy, and all those things. Then that wrong thought and wrong view will condition you to perceive a life situation negatively. Then it triggers fear, worry, anxiety, and all those things. That's why the lack of peace comes from the lack of right view, right understanding, lack of ability to apply the Noble Eightfold Path to resolve all issue or life situation amicably, not able to come to terms with life's reality or what is the cause of suffering. So, in order to have the wisdom and understanding to do all this, you need Dhamma understanding, you need wisdom, you need to have mindfulness and awareness to see all this clearly. Then like suddenly come to an awakening or understanding. Then you realize all this that you have done in the past to reacting to what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactile feel and think are delusion, wrong view, wrong thought. These are habitual tendencies that arise through wrong view or wrong understanding. So a mind that can see things as they are is always at peace, where they can accept what is the reality. Then with that, they don't react, don't stir. That's how their mind become peaceful. Then they act with Noble Eightfold Path to resolve everything amicably. And that's how you can develop the wisdom to actually overcome all this unnecessary misunderstanding, conflict, suffering, and misery. So that is the more difficult aspect of the cultivation. that cultivator need to develop. Otherwise, it's not easy to confront life, to live life, and to be free of suffering. So hopefully, this one help. Okay, I have to end here. We stop here, and 3.3 we continue later. Where that one is another major topic. Okay, so we end page 121. Okay, now you're off the light, so that you can have your 45 minutes of awareness-based meditation. Okay, so remember the 4 support for awareness-based meditation. Just relax. Ability to relax is very important. Relax into every mind state that arises. Means be completely at ease without any problem. Physically, mentally, no problem. That's why you can relax. And feel yourself soothingly relaxed. Then maintain awareness. Means whatever arises at your sixth sense door, whether it's through your seeing consciousness, hearing consciousness, smell, taste, tactile, or thought consciousness, you just maintain awareness. Maintaining awareness is very important. Means don't do anything. Don't try to know, don't try to do, don't try to react to sense experience. Do not be agitated. Whatever arises, aware. Finish. Don't let it continue. Don't let the thinking continue. Because when the thought is active, you become heedless. You get lost in thought. Your thought will stir and create mental stirring. Means your habits, your views, your opinion, conditioning, belief system will condition you to react. And these are not wisdom. These are your views, your opinion, your conditioning, your belief system, your habitual tendency, your insecurity, your phobia, your fear, your worry, your anxiety. And all these are wrong thought that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. So do not allow it to continue to manipulate your thought and stir it until it becomes wrong thought that condition your misery, your suffering. So understanding this will let you appreciate the beauty of the awareness-based meditation, and applying the 4 support is to reverse all this suffering. So whatever arises, relax body and mind completely, then maintain awareness until the mind stabilizes. Then whatever movement activity, just aware. So we choose aware of all action, all movement in the present moment. Means all your activity, your kaya, your mental flow, just aware, finish, aware, finish. Then whatever you come to perceive through your seeing, just awareness, and the phenomena move as one. Just maintain the flow of awareness within you. Whatever sensation, aware. Then any vibration, everything, aware. When you continue to be aware, the thought will become less and less, less and less, less and less. So this is how the first support of relaxation, followed by the second support, maintaining awareness. Then the third support is to stabilize this awareness by not doing anything. Then when these 3 supports sets in, your mind will become very different. You realize you have deconditioned your heedless thinking, your habitual tendency to react to sense experience, to be agitated by all the things that arise through your six sense door. Then you realize your mind is now very quiet, very peaceful, where you no longer feed it with the usual wrong thought, or what they call wrong view and wrong conditioning. Means no more thought proliferation. And when you are most of the time relaxed, maintaining awareness, the true mind will surface. Then all your habitual thinking, your heedless thinking, they will start to dissipate, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, until suddenly you experience the space where there is no thought, or what we call the sudden shift in consciousness. Like your consciousness suddenly become very quiet, very still. When your sankhara, movement, activity, the heedless thinking, the habitual tendency, everything, when they start to slow down, we have no more wrong thought, no more thought energy to feed on them. Then like J. Krishnamurti say, the very flowering of that thought or that emotion is the very ending of that thought. That's why whatever thing that agitate you, be aware, stay with it. It may be an anger, a fear, anxiety, or something that is disturbing you. You just silence your mind. Maintain awareness, stay with it. Then it will dissipate. But these are dependent originating mind state. Like your fear, your worry, your anxiety. They are not there before they arise. They are not intrinsic within your nature. That's why fear is not you, anger is not you, emotion that come and go, they are not you. They are dependent originating mind state, condition arising, concept. No? So awareness-based meditation is to see this clearly. Then understand that by not doing anything, the mind can just settle down and become a free mind that is peaceful, quiet, without thought. And that is the real awareness nature within. And when you can realize that, that is the beginning of awareness-based meditation. Once you can do that, your sati or awareness-based meditation will stabilize. Then you will be able to have more and more understanding of what that pure awareness nature is. Then you realize from there it arises the thought very fast. The two, the mundane mind and that nature, they are very near. Yeah. Then you start to see the manifestation of thought, the aggregates, the sankhara, all the movement, the activity, the paticca samuppada. Then you can see things as they are. Avijja pacha sankhara, sankhara pacha vijnanam, vijnanam pacha namarup. All this you start to see them. The arising and passing away, the manifestation, the law of dependent origination. All this become very clear to you. Okay, then for those who already stabilize their sati or awareness, you can just develop the fourth support by allowing the mind to be based. The last support is trust, T-R-U-S-T. Trust your nature to develop the meditation. So when you have stabilized your sati or awareness, you just silence everything and stay at the heart area. No need to do anything. Then let the movement move by itself. When you don't do anything, the natural vibration or movement, the sati in within that is stabilized, they will be able to understand all this movement. Then because you don't feed it with any more thought energy, especially wrong thought and wrong view, then you realize the mind settle down and become very quiet and very still. Then you will realize the true mind, the silent mind. Then mind will enter sati. And when mind enters sati, it will move by itself. It will move by itself. Then it will detect the gateway. So when it detects the gateway, the form and mind will understand. Because it's like there is a very beautiful moment where all the yin-yang energy external, they will melt inside and become pure energy. And you become very quiet, very still. And the whole movement is very, very, what they call, very soothing, and very tranquil, very still. And that pure energy will know how to develop its own movement. Whatever that needs to be activated, it will move by itself. That's why it's called trust. Trust your nature to develop the movement. No more interference with your thought. No more trying to know or develop anything. Just complete silence. Okay, now I will set the alarm. Okay, you can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. Now we'll open up for second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you may have. Q&A session. You can ask me any question regarding the teaching, the meditation, or how to apply this teaching to help you solve whatever life problem that you may have.
But just now, Brother Teo was talking about that when we meditate, we have to do it the awareness way and not the
Yes,
one-pointedness
awareness-based
concentration.
meditation. Yeah.
Yeah. So usually when I meditate, I will relax
Mm,
physically, all
mm,
my body parts.
mm.
But when it comes to the mind, sometimes I'm not sure whether it is relaxing because I I I feel that I am relaxing my mind, but it also feels like that I am like focusing on my mind, as in focusing
Oh,
on
okay.
my brain. It's like then it feels like it's not awareness also because it's like I'm focusing on my brain as if it is physically at that brain area. I don't think that is awareness, right,
So
Radhya?
physically, you know how to relax, eh? Like
Yeah, correct.
all your facial muscle, everything, like the mind sweeping method.
Yeah,
You just sweep, then you radiate a radiant smile. That one relatively easy. But
yeah,
mentally, to relax means not to have any problem on the sana. Means no need to think about anything. Like mentally, you just relax. It's just like on a tired day, you just feel relaxed, mentally relaxed, means at ease, no problem at all. When you are without problem, your mind is free, right? That is relaxing the mind. But if you put at the forehead, you realize the forehead there's a lot of activity there. Then the forehead like got tightness up there, like something is not relaxed on up there, because the brain there, when you have a lot of thinking or agitation, it will create a sense of like tightness. I call it tightness because it's like something up there got a bit of tightness, not relaxed on. But if you move it to your heart area, then you stay there. Because the problem with most people is they don't know where to rest their mind. Because this mind, wherever you actually go and rest it, the energy will build up on if you don't know how to relax. So, like I say, whatever mind state that arises, relax into it. Means wherever you try to build up any tension or tightness, you just silence everything and just feel. Then relax into it. Then whatever thing that is disturbing the mind, means it causes it to have unfinished business to attend to, or it wants to do something, means it make the cultivator or meditator restless. So in that particular case, you just tell yourself you are here to meditate. You are here not to think about problem, not to worry about problem, not to attend to anything that the mind wants to do. So ability to relax the mind is very important. Means you tell yourself, okay, for the next 45 minutes, for Sunday is 45 minutes, I just want to relax, maintain awareness. So whatever thought activity that wants me to do anything, please do not come and disturb me. I will only attend to it after the meditation, or 45 minutes is up. Then when you do that, whenever the thought arises to try to make you do something or attend to something, then you remind the thought, enough. Now is the period or space that my mind need to relax. So don't come and stir or cause any movement. So that way you can remind yourself that thought activity is coming in to interfere with your relaxation. So awareness is just aware of all this movement. So you just silence everything and relax. And where to locate your mind is also very important. The best way is without a center. Means you just maintain awareness. And this awareness, your mind does not rest anything. It's like the six patriarchs say, the mind that has no dwelling. Means is without a center. It's just spacious awareness. Aware of all things. Spacious. It's not resting anywhere. But when you do trust, you have to locate the gateway. That's why to locate the gateway is around the heart area. That's why that one, you need to stay at the heart area. Then let the nature move. Let it detect. So that one is different. So especially when you are at the retreat, you can just relax, maintain awareness, silent, until the mind becomes very quiet and very still. Then the mind will enter sati. And when the mind enters sati, there is no mind to be anywhere. That is where your mind will enter spacious awareness without a center. So all these are the skillful training that one has to go through. So to relax the mind is not to think. Always remind yourself, this is the period where you want to rest, where you want to be in a state of complete rest or at ease. Means body and mind completely at ease. Means the word relax is very good. Relax means don't do anything. Be at ease, at peace with all things. Yeah. So these are still words to do it. But when you understand, you naturally in that state on. You no need to do anything on. Yeah? I hope you can get what I mean, Manyan.
Yeah.
If,
Okay, Radio.
uh,
Listen again.
give it a try, then you'll find out. Because it's true, I should say, through the trying means the trial and error. Like I said, you do it, then you find out. As you do it, you find out. But not the thought actively doing. You just relax, maintain awareness. Means whatever arrives, aware, finish. Then silence your mind. Yeah. When you silence your mind, that is the mind completely without thought. That is true relaxation. Where when it's without thought, it relax. But thought activity will arise at the brain there, the forehead there. So you have to have the awareness to be aware of that. So when that thing happens, then you know the habitual thinking or whatever there is still moving. It has not become quiet. So you need to learn to be in that state of complete relax, so that there is really nothing up there. The brain there completely without any thought activity. It can be done, but you need to go through it and develop the understanding of it. Then especially when you are in a posture where it is soothing, conducive, it will make you feel very relaxed. Then you can go into that state of mental relaxation. Otherwise, you continue to develop the physical relaxation. I think that one is good enough. If physically you can relax, your mind will be very clear. There is no tension, no stress, nothing. Then your mind naturally in that natural state, without thought. That is the mind not doing anything. That is the pure mind that is just relaxed, aware. That mind is not focusing, not noting, not verbalizing, not lost in thought, not chattering, nothing. The mind is free. So that is the state that you have to try to realize. Can be done on you just go through it, then you will settle down. As you become more adept and understand all this clearly, then it will fall into place. It will fall into place. Okay.
Thank you, Radia.
Okay.
I have confidence that it can be done.
It can be done. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Then you just have to give it a try and error. Because your question is genuine. Because you feel that your mind is not relaxed. That is very genuine, very, very natural. So what I try to guide you is, I use the various explanation to try to let you understand. Then you listen. Then you try. Where everyone is different. Different people develop it differently. Get it like fall into place in his own manner and understanding. That's why there is no fixed way of doing things, where everyone is different. The moment you understand, you are in that state already, without thought, completely relaxed, free. So give it a try. Then they say, as you develop the training, you become more and more adept to it. You become more and more like conversant with it. Then you will understand. And finally, when it happens, you will understand. Your awareness will be in that state to understand all these things. Because the state of awareness and the thought are two different things. The thought is the thought. And when thought is active, the awareness cannot be realized. The pure mind, the pure awareness nature is the primordial mind before the arising of thought, before the stirring, the reaction, before the sankhara activity move. It's just like something completely still. Still means not only no thought, nothing, no. The aggregate also not there. Means the feeling is not there, the perception is not there, the thought activity or sankhara is not there, the emotion, everything is not there. Then consciousness you cannot run because your senses are still there. So consciousness will arise. That's why I say, wherever the consciousness arise, like tactile, or hearing, or smell, or taste, when it arises, aware. Understand? The awareness nature aware. Finish. Then thought activity, when they arise, aware. The awareness nature just aware. And when you just aware, you will subside. When you just aware, you will subside. Means aware, finish. Aware, finish. But this consciousness that arise, they are dependent originating because upon contact with the sense basis, the consciousness together with the sense basis and the sense data, it will trigger off the arising of the respective sense door consciousness, like seeing consciousness. When you open your eye, then the sense data, the color, shape and form come in. Then upon contact, that consciousness arises. But there is no one to see at that moment. But it's just a pure consciousness, like the physics experiment, it arises. But it happens so fast. That's why through our brain, our conditioning, belief system, it perceives very fast. Then when it perceives, the moment it perceives, your views, opinion, conditioning, and whatever habitual tendency will immediately react and stir. So that movement, the awareness can see on. The awareness can develop the wisdom to inquire, why did I react? Why did I stir? What is it that do this? It's all your wrong thought, your wrong view, your conditioning, your belief system. That's why this is how you trace the origination factor. Then you ask yourself, how can I be at peace the next time when I perceive the same thing through the same seeing consciousness, whenever that consciousness arises? How can I not react and stir? Means I have to develop the wisdom to see things as they are, to accept the reality of the moment. Then through an understanding that people are just the way they are, conditioned like that, things be like that. The world is the world. Everything is just the way it is. So all this contemplation will stabilize your understanding. Then you can be at peace, at peace, at peace with every moment of sense experience. Then whether it's hearing, or tactile, or smell, taste, or even the thought process or the seeing consciousness, you can be at peace. Your mind no longer react, stir and move that way. That's how there can be more and more moments of space between thought. Means when you are able to accept the reality of the moment, to be at peace with all sense experience that arise, then there is no movement of sankhara. That's why upon contact, just that consciousness, that pure consciousness. That's why the Buddha said, in the seeing, it's only that consciousness, aware, 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 aware. Then consciousness come and go because you have a awareness nature inside there. And that one, when it comes to cessation of form and mind, the realization of Nibbana, the pure awareness also cease. Means the pure awareness that first to come out from that nature, that one also cease. That's how the cessation of form and mind trigger off the realization of that so-called unconditioned, the Nibbanic state. Because the mind actually realizes itself and sees, even the pure awareness also disappear. Then there is this tranquil. Actually, you cannot talk about it because it's completely without mind, without activity, nothing. Completely. That's why Nibbana is cessation. That word is true. Everything ceases. Yeah. So that one also need to go through for the form and mind to have the understanding. So all this, like relaxing body and mind, is an understanding that lead to the ability to be in those states. So those training, like I say, you try to develop the understanding, then just do. Then through your whatever way or trial and error, you will come to develop the ability to do it and understand what that thing is. So hopefully with this, it can help more people to develop the understanding. But don't worry so much about the mind not being able to relax, because that one will create more thinking. You just try, just do. Like I said, just be in that state of without thought, completely still. Yeah. No activity, nothing. Then it will happen. Okay, Maya?
Yeah. Okay, Radio. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. Really, thank you.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Brother Teo and
Yes.
Kayamitas. Actually,
Hey.
Brother Teo, recently I experienced, I don't know whether it is called stillness. I felt that at one point of time, a very short period of time, my mind, no thought. I feel everywhere is still until the air also still.
Very good.
But then there is no awareness, or I don't know, got people surrounding me.
Don't worry about that. Initially, it's like that moment where there's a glimpse of it, where it's completely still, like it's very quiet, completely quiet.
Yes, even air also like still.
Yeah.
Already.
Just stay there. Stay there. Means no thought. You experience a sudden shift in that conscious movement to become a tranquil, still state where there is no thought activity at all.
Yeah, because that moment when it happens, even I know my husband was beside me. At that moment, I don't feel he is around. Not aware at all he is actually standing beside me.
Correct. Awareness doesn't mean that you know, understand. There is an awareness, that's it, that will pick up whatever movement or thought activity or sensation or the phenomena within your form and mind. But that awareness is capable of being aware only. It cannot perceive, it cannot verbalize, it cannot do any of those things. All those perception, sensation, verbalization is the activity of the thought itself. So these two are different. So when you are in that state of complete silence, stillness, without thought, you will know the awareness within will go through. Maybe initially when it happens, you may not know because it just arise for you to experience. And when you go through it, later on you will come to understand well, all this movement of thought process, then when it becomes very quiet and very still, then there is a transition from the agitated thinking mind to a type of stillness or tranquility that the meditator will go through to experience that state, which is without thought. Experiencing that for the first time is very important. But ability to develop that understanding is very important. Means how you actually settle into that state. Then from there, you will become like more adapt to it. Means you become more conversant. You like understand how this thing can happen. Then you know how to do the support, the relaxation, maintaining of awareness. Then don't try to know. Then let the thought slow down and settle down. Means all the thought activity, just let it slow down, until like the thought cannot move. Then suddenly you will experience that state which is completely still, without thought. So you may know your husband is around, but you may not, according to you, be aware, because the awareness is a nature, it's not a thought, it's just aware. But when you conscious that consciousness tell you your husband is around there, actually you come out of the awareness already, you perceive something already. But when the awareness is there, it's completely quiet, still, tranquil, like what you described initially. It's like the air also didn't move, nothing. Everything is like very still. No activity at all. So experience that. Try to maintain the ability to be in that state until it's stabilized, until that pure mind, the true mind stabilizes, until you are like very adept to realizing that state, and then it will stabilize. That is the beginning of awareness-based meditation that can lead to insight, understanding, progress. Because without that stable sati, you will come to realize one thing: the thought is very active. And when you are in that state, after you have stabilized it for a while, then you can see, that creation process, the movement to create a thought, how the mundane mind move and create those habitual thinking or whatever. You can see one. Then you realize these two are separate. You have two minds. One is the silent mind, without the aggregates of mind, without the thought process, nothing. Then the other one is that want to arise and think and perceive and do all this movement. That one is the creative process, or we call it mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind. That one is the mundane mind. The mundane mind actually arises from the true mind, the pure awareness nature. The pure awareness nature is without thought, without the aggregate one. It's the pure nature. But from there, thought arises, consciousness arises, feeling arises, perception arises, mental states, activity, the so-called thought activity, they arise. Then the senses, upon contact, it can manifest consciousness. The pure consciousness is very near to our awareness. But the first thing to come out is the pure awareness. So that one actually is before the content of consciousness go in. That's why every moment of sense experience is just that consciousness. Like in the seeing, no one to see, just that consciousness. Like the physics experiment. Upon contact, the light bulb lights up. The lighting up is just like the human being or living being become conscious. That lighting up can be conscious. Conscious of hearing, conscious of smell, taste, tactile, or seeing, or thought consciousness. So that moment when it arises, is just like the Buddha says, is the pure consciousness. In the seeing, there is no one to see, but it's the pure arising of that consciousness, like the light bulb lights up, the lighting up, like you become conscious. There is no being inside there, but the consciousness appear. And then the content of consciousness go in to form the thought. All this, you have to see it when your sati stabilized. When your sati stabilized, you can be at the moment of contact, at the moment of consciousness, at the moment of input of content, at the moment of feeling, perception, or even thought activity. You can see them all. Because the pure awareness is so unique, so beautiful. It's the primordial. It was there before the thought. So all this movement of thought, they are dependent, originating from the pure nature. So learn to see it, to understand it. Wai Fun? You try, okay?
Okay. Actually, Brother Teo, recently, after husband and I, we attended your class, we learned about awareness meditation. For me, I find that it's easier to do awareness meditation than thought-based.
Oh, definitely.
meditation.
When you understand it, it's so much
Yeah,
easier.
because last time I used to do thought-based when I do
Yeah, you struggle. You like
Yes.
try to follow instruction. You note, you
Yeah.
focus, you do a
Yeah.
lot of things, and your mind become very active with the
Yeah.
thought process. That's why you cannot settle down. But the
Yes.
awareness-based meditation, you can settle down very fast. You can become very quiet, very still, and so much less thought, and you are very much relaxed than the thought here. Thought based on sometimes it make you very restless. The thought keep on coming to haunt you. Where the unfinished activity of the brain.
Correct. Yeah.
They keep on intruding into you, especially when the meditator has problem, unfinished problem, worry, anxiety. And that one keep on intruding on. Then the thought that say, "Ayo, how come I got so much thought?" It make you worse one. Then when you want to be in certain meditative state that you crave for, that craving actually is the stumbling block. But when you crave for that experience to be repeated, the thought that wants is a craving. And craving is a sensual desire, is a mental hindrance. That's why it cannot let you enter the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. That's why thought-based meditation, they cannot stabilize the mind in the state of awareness. Instead, they create a lot of mental hindrance through their habitual tendency, their views, their opinion, their conditioning. And living beings don't understand all this. That's why when they do thought-based meditation, they got no other choice but to focus and concentrate or to note. Because the mind that doesn't do this has a lot of mental hindrance. The habitual tendency, all this come in and create heedless thinking, create mental hindrance that hinders the mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace and inner calmness. That's why you cannot experience the true mind, the silent mind, which is tranquil, still, in its natural state, without thought. So, because of that, they come out in method, technique, and object of meditation. In the retreat, I will explain this more clearly, because by now I think more people need this understanding. So the method and technique are meditation technique that people come out with. So how to meditate? So they come out with all the description. They try to describe to you the method or the technique to meditate. And these are just a series of instructions to do things. All the method and technique, if you really understand, is a series of instructions to do things. And what are instructions? Instruction are words. Understand? Concept. So you use your thought to read, to try to understand. Then you try to do. That's why when you talk about noting or doing, 100 people, they will do it differently. Because your understanding of the instruction is all different. Then the question will come in. How do we note? So what is the meaning of noting? Is it verbalizing? So all this become more and more question, idea. And not knowing that when you do that, you verbalize more. No? But who is doing the meditation? The thought. Try to read the instruction or try to listen to the instruction and come out with their understanding and do the meditation. So who is doing? The thought that is active is doing. And when he says note, who is noting? Again, the thought is noting. That's why he says, note the rising and the falling of what? Abdomen. Then you try to visualize your abdomen. You are not feeling it, you are visualizing it. Then that noting, different people will do it differently. Like Anapanasati also same. They will say, note the breathing in and the breathing out. But the Buddha never used the word note. He said, breathing in, aware. Anapana, sati. Sati is awareness. Means breathing in, ana, aware. Then breathing out, aware. That's it. No need to note anything. Means the awareness and the breath move as one. If you understand it that way, then it becomes easy. Otherwise, everybody is doing it differently. Like in Anapanasati, a lot of people end up what? No, they say, note the air between the nostril that goes in and goes out. Then they say, fix there. So it end up, Anapanasati become concentration. Where he say, note the tip of the nostril. But all this become instruction. So method, technique are a series of instruction to do things, and the worst is the thought that try to understand this is doing it. That's why it's not awareness at all. And a lot of people end up focusing. That's why Anapanasati also, they end up like absorption. They like breathe in, breathe out. Initially is heavy breathing, long breathing. Then they try to get it around the nostril area. Then they develop the calmness and all those things. But the actual Anapanasati is a very natural state. Relax inner awareness. Let the breath move naturally. No need to go and control long breath, short breath. No need. It will naturally move. Then what you need to do is the awareness and the breathing move as one. Just like bowing. Your body and mind move as one. So that is how you develop sati. So the four support, especially the first three that I teach you all, actually help a lot, because it will let you understand that when you relax, you are not thinking. When you relax, you are not doing any method or technique. You just relax, body and mind. Make sure that there is no tension, tightness or stress within. Just relax whatever that causes stress in you, tension or activity that lead to lack of peace. You just relax into it. Especially after a tired day, your eye muscle, everything, your forehead, a lot of tension and tightness on, a lot of stress inside your body and mind. So you just relax. Then feel it soothingly relax. Then maintain awareness means the inner awareness, no thought involved. By doing this, if you can stabilize it, then it will help you decondition all the habitual thinking, the heedless thinking, the mental activity or movement that the mundane mind used to create, your habitual tendency, all those things. All this, they will actually slowly dissipate away, because the new way of developing the awareness-based meditation is through relaxation and maintaining awareness. No more thinking. No more of those mental stirring reaction, habitual thinking, and whatever aggregates of mind, the mind state that arise, your fear, worry, anxiety, insecurity, all these mind state, they don't arise anymore. Then what you do is you just relax and maintain awareness. Then whatever arises, stay with it. Whether it's fear, worry, or anxiety, or what, or thought movement, you just silent, maintain aware. Aware, finish. Then it will decondition your mental activity that is developing into a habit over time without you realizing it. So all this you have to see, understand, and develop the clear understanding, so that when you do, you don't go back to the old way. The old way is thought-based. You realize you think a lot, and your thought activity is like reaction to sense experience, mental stirring, mental reaction, or habitual thinking. They all keep on arising and haunting the cultivator, thereby creating mental hindrance to prevent them from having the ability to be at peace, to be in the state of tranquility, stillness. Means to go back to the natural state of mind before its thought activity arise or stirring. So they call it mental hindrance because it hinders your mind from entering your meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness, which is your true mind, your original mind, the pure awareness nature, before the arising of thought. So understanding this and developing the ability to be in the state of tranquility and stillness is the easiest way to realize awareness-based meditation, to stabilize it and to meditate. So what you say is true, Wai Fun, because when you are able to do it, you find that it's so much easier than your old way of using the thought base to follow instruction or methods and technique and even object of meditation, then trying to note, trying to focus, trying to concentrate, then trying to keep the mind peaceful. And all this involve thought. That's why they cannot lead to the inner awareness. They may lead to samatha, calm and peace, where they use focusing, concentration. They kill all the thought to one point. And when they are not able to move that thought, then it's like there is no thought, but held together by a conditioned state of focusing. Means the energy is there through all the one-pointedness, ekagata, concentration, or absorption. So when they do that, the energy build up. That is how thought-based meditation lead to psychic ability, lead to building up of energy and the yin-yang movement. So all this, they will develop. But awareness-based meditation is the reverse. No energy build up at all. It's just pure mind, silent mind, without any thought, without any stirring movement. That's why it cannot build up, because it is not the thought. The thought has a lot of energy. That's why thought is a movement of energy. They call it mental energy. And this mental energy came from our human consumption. We take in the food, we take in all the nutrients that actually support and give us mental energy. Then we take in the life force that pump our heart, the heartbeat. Then we, through anapanasati, the oxygen, the prajna, we draw in the energy from nature. That's why all this energy, they can be used for our thinking, our emotion, our thought process, and all those things. And this is what we call the life force that pumps our heart, create all the thought activity, the emotion, everything. So the understanding will arise when you have the pure awareness develop, or sati, mindfulness develop, to see all this and to understand all this. So hopefully, all this explanation can help you, Wai Fun.
Thank you, Brother Teo.
Sadhu. So what you've gone through is good. Who is it? Is it somebody coming in? Oh no, maybe background sound. Okay, so Wai Fun, you can listen to this, then try to develop it again. You can develop it until you can stabilize, then you will progress very fast.
Thank
So
you,
it's a
Brother Teo,
good
for the
sign. Sadhu.
motivation. Thank you for the motivation.
No problem. It's very good. When you are at the retreat, you can do it better. Because at the retreat, we got 9 days, full 9 days. And during that time, you no need to involve yourself with your daily duty, understand? As a mother, as a wife, or work, career, nothing. You are completely at the retreat where your time is devoted to cultivation. Then during that time, you listen to Dhamma a lot. Then you share merit, transfer merit. You do a lot of what they call Puja, and the 10 meritorious action that comes with all this retreat activity and Puja. So you will perform Dana, Sila, Bhavana, the three most obvious meritorious action. Then you will also listen to the Dhamma. Then you straighten your view. Then you rejoice. Then you share merit. You transfer merits. Then you do your duty, service to the sasana and all those things. Means retreat duty, allocation, all things. You help out. Then you also what they call involved in the whole of the retreat activity, which also include listening to the Mahayana chanting, or some they join them, participate in their morning chanting. Their morning chanting, afternoon chanting are very good, or evening chanting. Then they do it at different set interval and time, unless they got what they call special Fa Hui or activity. Their daily routine is the same. I remember morning, 5 something, there is this very loud gong or bell. They were actually trigger it. Then it's like telling people to get ready, prepare themselves, to come down so that they can join the morning chanting. And most of the time they will start at about 5 something, before 5:30 I remember. Then in fact before 5:30 there will be nuns, monks, and they are getting ready. Then when the Tangjia, which is Fa Zhan Sifu, arrive, then they will start. When they start, the chanting is very soothing. They are able to do it very mindfully. Then you can stay there and join in and listen attentively. The vibration are very good. Is full of what they call very good soothing vibration. Then you can develop all the faith, everything, the mindfulness, everything. Then they also have the walking meditation later on. Initially is the chanting with all the vibration. These are the Mahayana. But don't worry, you can go and listen to it. You can go and partake or participate in it, because it's very wholesome. Then with all the great beings' energy and nature there, it's very conducive for you to settle down. Then after that, normally about 6 o'clock up there, I will start my class. But they will end slightly later, I think. Normally it's about 10 minutes later or 5 minutes later, I'm not very sure. It depends on the situation. But when you are there, you will get to know all this and understand all this. So it will be more conducive. And the meditation, you look at the program, you read through, is very clearly described, explained. And it can help meditator or cultivator to settle down very fast. And through the days of sharing, learning, meditation, you will settle down very fast and develop a lot of understanding. Okay?
Because actually, Brother Teo, both my husband and I, we are actually very excited to be able to join this retreat.
Oh,
And
sadhu,
also感恩 Brother Teo allow us to join in this retreat. Even we just joined the class last month. We are the new student, just a month old, is it? Then Brother Teo allowed.
You all have the faith. That's why I can sense that you all have the faith, the affinity, and the condition, and you are very sincere, both of you. That's why I said no problem. Then when I met you all, it confirmed. Really.
Thank you.
So don't worry, it's all meant to be. Then when you are there, Chan and you should be able to fit in very well and develop the progress. Well, after this retreat, you become very different. Your understanding all become very different. Then you will experience a lot of things. So we all would like to welcome you and Chan and rejoice. Then there are quite a few new ones, I think, from Penang, I think. Then there is also one Brother Wong, I think. Wong is around, He also very serious. He is also from Subang. So maybe about, I think the new one is about 5 or 6 of you. Around that number. So hopefully you all can settle down and benefit from the retreat. Then you will really be what we call a very good experience for you all to develop the true awareness-based meditation. Then from there, when you progress, you will develop the understanding on your own. Then other people, they will also be motivated when they see the progress in you all and how you all change and become a true Dhamma practitioner that have the understanding. So all this, it will happen. In fact, in the early days, a lot of new people, after they come, they settle down very fast. And they develop the faith, the understanding very fast. Then they go in full time. And they become very different after that. And they become very helpful, kind, compassionate, and they become very diligent with the faith, everything. They move on their own. Then as Kayamita, they end up rejoicing more and more. Then later on, they help out in all the activity and organizing everything. Yeah. So all this, phase by phase, it will unfold. Okay, we have to end already, sorry, 6:07 already. So let us rejoice with the good sharing from Wai Fun and Mun Yuen. So let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, I will do the sharing of merit. Akasata cha Bhumata Devanaga Mahindika Punyang Tang Anumoditwa Chirang Rakantu Loka Sasana Ita Vata Chamehi Sampanya Punya Sampadan Sabbe Deva Anumodantu Sabba Sampati Siddhya Idang Me Nyatinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Deo satakalina sasa sampati hetu cha fito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko. Imina punyang kamena Mame Pala Samagamo Satang Samagamo Hotu Yawa Nivana Patiya Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, and the Worthy One. Then we end. Thank you.